Hey everybody, me Bryson Booker Televion here with a childhood classic movie. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, well, you gotta go see it. I mean, if you never even heard of it before, this is a good movie. This is 1996, Bugs Bunny, Michael Jordan in Space Jam. Uh, I mean, this is a well recognized movie. I mean, if anybody automatically saw at least the cover of this, they would automatically know Space Jam. Because first of all, they see Michael Jordan, who was a huge basketball star back in the '90s, well, until he chose to play baseball, at least. And the Looney Tunes, everybody knows them. I mean, who doesn't know about the Looney Tunes? Anyway, film was released in 1996. Pretty much, I mean, the story plot is easy to understand. Um, well, Michael Jackson's uh, a basketball star, but he's going to retire and he wants to go to baseball, which eventually in real life he ends up doing. But anyway, he's a basketball star, and his son wants to be just like him. And anyway, back on the toon side, the cartoon side of things, there's this world where all these little alien things, they man, come on, I remember this. Oh my god. Well, anyway, they're little aliens, and they want to play basketball too, pretty much, and they want to steal the talents of the great NBA players, and eventually they do, and they turn into the Monstars, and eventually the Looney Tunes are gonna have to figure out a way to beat the Monstars, or Michael Jordan is gonna have to go back on that planet. What is it called? Montar Mountain or something, and he's gonna be imprisoned, and he has to play basketball with this guy's employees that comes. He runs an amusement park, the evil guy. It might not seem like I know this movie very well, but I have seen it a number of times. Anyway, here's the back. I'm gonna read the description for you because my description obviously wasn't that good. Anyway, his earness and his hairness. What a team! Michael Jordan slams, Bugs Bunny jams, and cavalcade of Looney Tunes stars hoop it up in Space Jam. The rim-rattling, animated live-action round roundball ramp from Hollywood talents who refuse to let their imaginations be earthbound. Eee. The jokes fly and the fun never stops as the Toon Squad takes the Nerdlux in a hardcore game to decide if the Looney Tunes remain here or become attractions uh, at a far off galactic ramp called Moron Mountain. There we go. And all of these words are getting me twisted here. The Nerdlocks have a monstrous secret weapon on their side. They've stolen the skills of top NBA stars like Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing and become monstars. But that's not all, folks. The Toon Squad also has a secret weapon, and he just happens to be the finest player in this or any other universe. He's out of this world. So's the fun. Yeah. If you were a kid in the '90s, if you were talking about basketball stars, Michael Jordan was the first name that came in your head. The first name. Or second. If you were talking about the Bulls in general, you were talking about Michael Jordan. But anyway, this is a good movie. I mean, it's a good blend of live action and animation. And the Looney Tunes also did this like a decade later, 2003, when they released Looney Tunes Back in Action. But in my opinion, I don't think that was no good as Space Jam. Um, and plus, if you put Michael Jackson in a movie, I keep saying Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan in a movie, you know people are gonna see it, and it was really good. Did pretty well at the box office. Here's a tape, 1996, everybody. Most of all the Looney Tunes characters make an appearance in this movie. You got on the cover Sylvester, Tweety, Porky Pig, Bugs Bunny, the Tasmanian Devil, Daffy Duck. But there's some other characters that make appearances too, like Foghorn Leghorn is in here, Marvin the Martian, that one little mouse that talks too much. I forget his name. Uh, Lola, the bunny, uh, is in this movie, and that reminds me of a funny part. When they were training, Bugs Bunny was in love with Lola, and Lola kissed him on the cheek, and he like fell into this big, he turned into this like wood thing, and he was like, oh. That's one of the memorable parts of this movie. And while they're playing the basketball game at a Moron Mountain, the basketball game is pretty memorable too. There was a lot of funny moments in this movie. Too hard to explain. I mean, it's a really great movie. If I had to give it five, if I, 1 out of 5 stars, I would give it about 4. It's a great movie. Of course, it has Looney Tunes. Great blend of live action and animation. And it also features a very nice soundtrack. And one of the people were on the soundtrack, and pretty much this song is heard at the beginning of the film, and I think at the end of the film too. Not really sure. But on the soundtrack is R. Kelly. R. Kelly sings "I Believe I Can Fly," and then there's Seal on here, who sings a song called "Fly Like an Eagle." Into the future. That song. That's on the soundtrack. The soundtrack was pretty good too. So once again, it's a great family movie. Go out and get it. I mean, if you haven't seen it already, just by looking at the cover, you probably already seen it. But if you haven't seen it in a long time, or if you're new and you haven't seen this movie at all, it's a great, great, memorable 90s movie. This is Space Jam, starring Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan, and all the rest of the Looney Tunes and their looniness. From Warner Brothers Pictures, Space Jam. Go out and get it.